Writers Conference. I am so glad you made it. I went 20 minutes to spare.
I was in LA. I left Baltimore at 7 a.m. this morning, landed in Dallas at 9:30, arrived in Santa Barbara at 11:35, and I just got to the hotel 5 minutes ago.
Wow, your journey sounds like something from a movie. I applaud your adventurous spirit. Take a seat. The first agent will be with you soon.
Thank you so much.
As you requested, I have you scheduled back-to-back to pitch your book to all 5 of our agents in attendance at the conference. You will have 5 minutes with each of them, so make that time count. But don't be nervous. Just be your charming self and tell them your story.
That is wonderful advice. I really appreciate it, Hope.
Anna Cooper.
Your first agent is ready for you. Good luck.
Thank you again. Hi, I'm Hannah Cooper. It's very nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Tony Cohen. Tell me what you got.
When Hannah's 15-year marriage comes to a shocking end, an invitation to attend a burn leads her down an unexpected path to healing. In Search of Her Tribe, How Hannah Found Herself at Burning Man combines literary storytelling techniques with traditional journalism, drawing inspiration from the electric Kool-Aid acid test, Eat, Pray, Love, and The Alchemist. This book is the first in a series.
It's a memoir?
It's creative nonfiction.
Sounds like a memoir. Are you Hannah? Is this a story about you?
Yes, this is my story, but the book is a creative effort which combines literary storytelling techniques with traditional journalism.
Sounds like a memoir.
It's creative nonfiction.
How many words is it?
I want to say off the top of my head, it's maybe 37,000.
You don't know your word count?
I'm not certain.
You need to be certain that 37,000 words is not a book. It's a short story. You should be writing 60,000, 7,000 words in a new book.
I'm really not certain. Maybe it is closer to 50,000.
That's still not long enough. Look, I just took a couple of clients for memoirs and I'm not looking to take anytime soon.
Thank you for your time. Wait. It's not a memoir. It's creative nonfiction.
Is it fiction or is it a memoir?
It's creative nonfiction.
It sounds like a memoir. Best of luck, Hannah.
I have something for you. It's a pen. I just launched a website, and this pen has a link to the platform. It's a nice pen, too.
A blog? I'm not going to read your blog, but I'll take the pen. What's the text under the website?
Oh, that's my brand quote, my motto, my catchphrase. It's never too late to be what you might have been.
The George Eliot quote. I admire you. Good stuff. Good luck to you, Hannah.
Thank you for your time, Tony.
Hannah Cooper, you buy 125?
Hi, I'm Hannah Cooper. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, Hannah. What do you have for me today?
I have a work of fiction that is based on true events. It is approximately 50,000 words.
All right, let's hear your pitch.
When Hannah's 15-year marriage comes to a shocking end, an invitation to attend a burn leads her down an unexpected path to healing. In Search of Her Tribe, How Hannah Found Herself at Burning Man combines literary storytelling techniques with traditional journalism. Drawing inspiration from the electric Kool-Aid acid test, Eat, Pray, Love, and The Alchemist, this book is the first in a series.
Interesting. There's definitely a readership for women's stories like this, but you need new comp choices. All these books you mentioned in your pitch are out of date. They're also bestsellers. It's a little ambitious to be putting your first book in a category with some of these titles.
Thank you for that advice. I really appreciate it. But you may change your mind when you read my story.
Okay, I'll bite. What makes your story different than other women's lit?
For a period of 7 years, I was a first-hand participant in the Burning Man cause. culture, attending local burns on the East Coast and burner-sponsored events in the Washington, D.C. area, as well as traveling to Black Rock City, Nevada 2 years in a row for the Big Burn. Along the way, I met an eclectic cast of characters that seemed like they walked straight off the set of a Tarantino film. The unpredictable nature of my new burner friends, combined with the stifling desert heat, created the perfect storm for catharsis. Media depictions of Burning Man have long been criticized by festival participants for lacking accuracy and depth. But my book provides a first-hand account that is authentic and thought-provoking.
Okay. Tell me about this cast of characters.
There is a retired astronaut who now hosts peyote ceremonies, the sports photojournalist who crafts art installations on the weekend, the librarian who brings her traveling hookah lounge to Barnes, the guitar-playing massage therapist, legendary for his deep tissue work, and the mystical and magical fire spinner by night who transforms into a lawyer and social activist by day. These new friends provide a shoulder for Hannah to cry on, but even more importantly, practical advice as she learns to be independent for the first time in her life. Slug teaches her about budgeting and credit scores, Rainbow patches the holes on her front steps, and Sunshine lends Hannah her legal books so she can represent herself in her divorce and becomes her partner and adventure buddy as Hannah navigates this entirely whole new world. Hannah loses her husband, but she learns she is never truly alone.
You have a good story, but I'm going to pass.
Thank you for your time. Hi, I'm Hannah Cooper. Thank you so much for your time today.
Hi, Hannah. I really enjoyed reading your query and your writing sample. I'd love to hear more about your book.
Thank you so much. If you've already read my query, what more can I tell you now?
Well, in a few words, describe the journey that Hannah's character takes. Who is she in the beginning of the book, and who is she in the end? I'm always looking for transformation with the writers I represent.
At the beginning of the book, Hannah is overwhelmed with sadness, fear, and responsibility. She is a shell of herself, battling insecurities and anxieties. When her marriage of 15 years comes to a shocking end, she is ripped from a world of comfort and security and forced down a new path of self-discovery. By the end of the book, she is resilient, strong, independent, and capable.
That's beautiful. Is this your story?
Yes, but it is not a memoir. It is a work of fiction based on true events.
Sounds like creative nonfiction to me.
Yes, to me too.
I see what you just described when I look at you. I see Hannah's strength, beauty, and resilience in you.
That's incredible. Thank you so much.
I would love to read more. Here's my card. Send me the first couple chapters.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Hannah Cooper. It's so great to meet you today.
I'm Delia. Nice to meet you. I'm impressed by your writing. This page one really drew me in and made me want to read more. I have some friends who wrote Burning Man, but I've always been intimidated to travel by myself. Tell me more about your journey.
Thank you, Delia. It'll be my pleasure. It had only been a few weeks since my new reality had taken hold. My husband of 15 years had left me for another woman, leaving me with full financial responsibility for our children and maintenance of our rural country home on 4 acres. I had never lived on my own before, having moved from my parents' home to his apartment years prior. I had not paid bills, taken out the trash, mowed the lawn, unclogged a sink, shoveled snow, checked my tires' air pressure, or cleaned the gutters, just to name a few of the never-ending list of tasks that I did not know how to do. Because our little log home sat in the middle of the woods, it was a constant battle of the elements, from keeping my long, rocky, winding driveway free of snow to keeping the wildlife outside. And at times, it felt like the elements were winning. One day I came home to a snake surrounded by hissing cats in my living room. Another day, a snake slithered up my bathroom sink drain. Spiders the size of hands clung to my basement walls, and a raccoon family camped out on my front porch. Facing this future alone felt impossible. Until my former student, Dragon, threw me a lifeline. As we swapped stories at my backyard bonfire, she seemed to have the answer.
Go to a bird. It will change your life. Tell them your story. They will want to hear it.
A bird? What is a bird?
It's home.
During my marriage, I never dreamt that I would one day take a solo trek to the hot Nevada desert. My husband had nicknamed me his hothouse flower because of my sensitivity to both heat and cold. However, Dragon persisted.
Go to a bird. It will change your life.
Change my life? How?
Tell them your story. They will want to hear it.
Why would strangers be interested in my drama?
Go to a bird and you will find out.
I spent the entire summer prepping and packing for Burning Man. Headlamp, check. Bicycle lights, check. Extra batteries, check. Heart-shaped pasties, check. However, shortly after my arrival to Black Rock City, I realized I had left my common sense behind. Burning Man is huge. How big is this festival?
Black Rock City spans about 7 miles, and you need to be careful calling it a festival. Those are fighting words in some theme camps.
What, 7 miles? Where are the art installations?
They're a couple miles from camp in Blue Play.
A couple miles away? Now I understood why all the photos I had seen of Burning Man included crowds of bicycles and art cars. I could never begin to do or see everything at Burning Man by foot, but a bicycle could give me a fighting chance. I packed day glow bike lights, but I have no idea how to ride a bicycle.
Seriously? How can you not know how to ride a bike?
There weren't shoulders or sidewalks in the country woods where I grew up, Sunshine. What have I gotten myself into?
Where better to learn how to ride a bike than at Burning Man?
Sunshine, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this seems like the worst possible place.
Everything is perspective. Manifest the reality you want.
No time like the present. It was terrifying. But then, all of a sudden, I had it. I was in the flow. I was riding a bike. And then I saw her, a sequin burner, her long brown hair flying in the wind. She reached out to hand me a note, folded several times, origami-like. I almost collided as I grabbed the note from her hand, pedaling a few more steps before landing in a heap on the ground. Burning Man is definitely not the best place to learn how to ride. You are beautiful. Day after day, I struggled. Sometimes seeming to get it down, and then the next day, taking a spill. It was my goal to ride the bike to Playa on burn night. It would be Saturday night, my last night there. Saturday came fast, and after the heat broke, night fell. This was it. Despite the darkness and the noise, I maintained my calm and focus and steadied myself on the bike and rode. It felt like magic as I weaved through the crowds with ease. After a couple hours on the playa, I rode back to my camp in home rule village and spent the rest of the night relaxing in a chill space, the Cloud 9 Sky Lounge on the 4th floor of the 5-story tower my campmates had built the week before. Shortly before sunset, I fell asleep. It was the best sleep I had had the entire time I had been on the playa. But the next morning, I woke with a start. What time is it? How long have I been sleeping? Sunshine? Is it 10? Is it 11?
It's 1:15.
Well, 1:15? I have to be at the bus depot by 1:30. I'm not even packed. I'm never gonna make it.
Hannah, don't panic. I'll pack your stuff, just grab your wallet and phone, take the bike, and I'll guide you there on my one wheel.
I raced back to my tent and I grabbed the essentials before jumping on my bike and racing to the bus depot with Sunshine one-wheeling behind me. We pulled into the bus depot just as the clock struck 1:25.
See? I knew we could do it. You even have 5 minutes to spare. Hand me your bike, and I'll bring you back to Hannah.
I boarded the bus and I rested my head against the window and closed my eyes. What would have happened if I had not learned how to ride the bike just the night before? I never would have made it to the bus depot in time. I would have missed my plane ride back home, and I would have missed my children's day at children's day at their new school, their first day. I was leaving Burning Man early just so I could be there, and if I hadn't learned to ride the bike in time, I never would have made it. My determination to ride my bike on burn night paid off far more than I ever could have realized. It was so tempting to wallow in frustration, self-doubt, and regret, until I realized the one truth I had been searching for all this time. The only way out is through. What do you think, Julia? Does that answer your questions about my journey? Is there anything else I can share?
I can't wait to read the rest. Please take my card and send me a couple chapters when you're ready for representation.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Hannah Cooper, and I am blessed to be here today. It's so great to meet you.
Hi, Hannah. I'm Josiah. I've already read your query and your writing sample, and I'm very interested in your story.
Really? I mean, that's terrific. What more can I share with you now?
I've read many accounts of the burning of the man, so I want to hear about the temple burning.
I am so glad that you asked. Far different in tone than the party's celebratory nature that accompanies the burning of the man, the temple burn is a somber, cathartic experience. Throughout the week of Burning Man, people seek the temple for prayer and mourning, leaving behind notes, photos, artwork, memories of loved ones. I missed the temple burn in 2018, so I could get home early in time for my children's first day at their new school. It was a great adventure, but I felt like I had missed out on the soul of the event. So I returned in 2019 on a very different mission. I was seeking inner peace. I knew that I needed to let go, but of what was still taking shape. And I would find my answer only a few days before I would make the trip. It was folded in half. A nondescript piece of typing paper. Just one of several papers left untouched, high up on my bedroom dresser, and not seen for the past 3 years. Nothing made it stand out, but I recognized it instantly. It was the last letter I would write my husband when I thought that our marriage still had hope. When I believed him, when he said that things would be better if I tried. If I worked less, and if I was home more. If I was more relaxed, less anxious. If I hung out with his friends, spent less time on my phone. I was ready to do anything to save my marriage, and I hoped the letter would show me that. I began with a quote from his favorite poet, and I finished with his pet name for me, written in cursive with a flourish at the end. In between, I poured my heart onto the page, making myself more vulnerable than I had ever been, acknowledging that my anxieties and insecurities had impacted our relationship, and resolving to change. But it would be too late. Only a few days after I would hand him the letter, I would learn the truth.
I'm in love with another woman and I want a divorce.
I'll do anything to keep our family together. Do you want an open marriage?
I don't want to be married to you.
But I can change.
I don't think you are capable of change.
In that instant, everything I knew to be true was gone. My present and my future. And then he twisted the knife in deeper, robbing me of my memories. But I thought we were soulmates.
I had strong connections with all of my girlfriends. You weren't special.
But what about all the good times? The holidays, the birthdays, vacations, Grateful Dead shows. So many special times we've shared together.
I've been going through the motions for years.
I couldn't eat and I could barely sleep. I felt so foolish for burying my heart in that letter, opening up more than I ever had, sharing my innermost thoughts. So on impulse, I asked for the letter back, not to see it again for 3 more years. When I would find it just a few weeks before I would make the trip to Burning Man, my purpose became crystal clear. I would bring this letter to the temple, and I would watch it burn. Woo! When I traveled to Burning Man in 2018, I was hoping to have some fun. But I returned in 2019 on a mission. The day before the temple would burn, Sunshine and I made the long trek to Deep Playa to see the temple.
What do you think of the temple, Hannah?
So beautiful. These tributes are so touching. Look at this one from a son to his father. And look at this photo tribute to a birder's dog. All around me were signs to let go. And yet the letter stayed firmly inside my pocket. I had not seen it for 3 years, but I felt safe with the knowledge that the letter was still out there somewhere. Could I now leave it behind? Could I let those words go?
You could take a picture of the letter if you can't let it go.
Transferring the medium from digital, from print to digital, that feels like cheating, Sunshine. There are no shortcuts to the healing process.
How about a compromise? I'll film you talking about your journey here and take a few photos of you at the temple to remember this day.
Deal. Then Sunday came, the night the temple would burn. And the last 2 nights, I'd only gotten about an hour's sleep combined. When Sunday morning came, the intense heat knocked me off my feet, and I could barely stand, much less walk or ride to the site of the temple. So I settled into the coolest space I could find, a hammock on the 3rd story of Homeroom Village's tower.
Are you okay, Hannah? I have a cherry freeze pop for you. Take a sip of water.
Thank you, Sunshine. I closed my eyes and I willed for the sun to go down and the heat to break. Then I joined my camp for dinner, got on my bike, and rode. As I raced towards the burning temple, Sunshine captured the moment on video while one wheeling behind me. We stopped, and he photographed me smiling broadly on my bike, a total transformation from earlier in the day when I barely had the strength to stand. I was proud of my rally. When we got there, the fire had been lit, and the crowd was somber. I watched the flames consume the temple, and I thought about my past, and I told myself to let go. I thought about my marriage and my husband's friendship, which I missed. I thought about the letter, going over those words one last time. This was it. This was it. My chance to finally let go. Let go. Not just of my marriage, but of the heartbreak I felt the day I wrote that letter. The disappointment in myself for being the person I had been for so long, consumed by inner demons I battled far before knowing my husband. The anxieties and insecurities that left me feeling less than, not enough, never enough. Holding on, just barely hanging on. Waiting to be rejected, singled out, abandoned, alone. I had grown used to these feelings in my childhood when my eccentricities and outspokenness made me an easy target for my peers. But my marriage had provided me with comfort, like a warm down blanket, cozy and reliable, always there at the end of the day, waiting. Until the day the blanket was ripped off and I was left feeling vulnerable and exposed, confronted with past versions of myself I thought I had laid to rest, and now faced with a plethora of choices when before my path had been so clear. As much as I missed my husband's friendship and the life I had planned for our future, I could let that go. I could forgive him. But could I forgive myself? Could I let go of the disappointment I carried like a boulder on my shoulders? I could have done better. Been more loving, attentive. I thought I would have a lifetime to make up for those years when I was consumed by work, pregnancy, breastfeeding. My marriage never got a second chance, but I had. I had been gifted an act 2, ready to be written from scratch. It was years. That relationship was ending too.
Hannah, I'm sorry, but I really need to concentrate on my career right now. I took a month off for Burning Man, and I've gotten behind in my work.
I thought you loved me.
I do love you. And if we're meant to be together, we will. But I feel like an astronaut needs to focus on the mission range.
But astronauts have girlfriends too. My mission at the temple had been to let go. And the universe wasn't holding back. So before I could unpack my Burning Man bin, it was time to let go again. Not of my past this time, but of my present and my future. Once so uncertain, now uncertain again. But in the midst of all this loss, one constant remained. One that was growing stronger each day. One that held the key to the inner peace, which I so longed. And that constant was me.
Thank you so much for sharing. I would love to read more of your book. Do you have my card?
Betsy, you're dripping water all over the floor. Did you just get out of the hot tub? Where's your towel?
Mom, I'm not going to the room. You have a key.
Oh my goodness, I am so sorry, Josiah.
No worries. I have a kid here myself.
Oh my gosh. Betsy, Betsy,
Here's the room key. I'll just be a few more minutes.
I love you.
Love you, Mom.
I am so sorry again, Josiah. Don't be sorry. You're a mom. This is your story. But I do have one more question.
Anything.
Throughout your book, Hannah is in search of her tribe. Does she find it? Does the Burning Man community become her chosen family?
Yes and no. While her friends provide her with love and friendship, ultimately, in her search for acceptance, she learns that home is where the heart is. While they provide a source of unwavering support, ultimately, she learns that peace is an inside job.
That's beautiful, Hannah. We are all just walking each other home. Our time is up, but I would love to represent you. Please take my card and send me the first 40 pages, and we can talk more. Do you have a card?
Thank you, Josiah. I don't, but here's my pen.
It's never too late to be where you might have been.
That's right. This is my second act, and I'm just getting started.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, bring your script. Bring your script.
Cast
Here, right
photo.
around the bicycle. All right, Peter, get in here too. Everybody, quick. Bring your script. Oh, thank you. All right, show off your script.
I think we're good.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Nice run the word. It's the first time I've ever done this before. Back on the chair. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, take a pen. I have a pen for all my volunteers. Give me some pen. All right. Grab your pen. You're Brendan.
Yeah. You want me to- Yeah. I don't even remember who had what.
Just give one to everybody.
There we go.
We gotta be.
Okay, guys.